are traveling today from Niagara Falls to Boston, and we wanted to take a little detour. We wanted to stop and check out this little town called Galway. I, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Galway, yeah.
Galway.
It's just a wide spot in the road, really. So after the Revolutionary War, he again moved to Vermont, and then he and his family moved here to Galway, New York, which is, as you can see behind us, extremely rural area. So he must have liked it in the woods.
And we are east of Syracuse and about 30 minutes west from Saratoga National Monument and Battlefield.
Yeah.
So we're going to go check that out that next. But he, like I said, he lived here about 7 years, and then he ended up moving to Hamilton County, Ohio, due to the weather up here. It specifically says due to the weather.
The snow must get pretty deep up here, so he trekked his whole family down to southwestern Ohio. That's a heck of a journey from here back in those days.
Yes, so let's go check out the town together. All right, so we've arrived in the town of Galway, and it's actually really cool. It's very, very historical.
All the buildings are really old, you can tell just looking around at the old architecture. It's only 1/2 square mile, this little wide spot in the road, where Othniel Looker came with his family after leaving the war. He lived in Vermont, and he came here with his family.
And was a school teacher, but this is where he started his uh, political career in the legislature. He was in the New York State Legislature.
Representing Galway.
So we're going to ride around a little bit and check out and see if we can find maybe an old historical building, but that's about it. It's just a little tiny town, and just very interesting. What's very interesting to me is just the journey that they had to make from Vermont to here. It's just incredible, the wilderness that they had to go through to get here.
Yeah, the terrain, it's marshy around here. It's swampy.
And
here in upstate New York.
And they were in horse and carriage, so no telling how long it took them to get here from Vermont.
With an entire family in tow, so yeah.
With their belongings and everything.
If you can't read it, that sign says Galway Village, 1/2 square mile with 4 corners for a center, settled by early Scots in 1774. We're in downtown Galway right now.
Doesn't that look like an old train depot? another sign. Welcome to the town of Galway. Go up a little bit further. Yeah, go in there. $18.52.
Seven.
Look at these really old ones. 1877, 1802. So we were just saying how Othniel Looker lived here for 15 years. It's more than likely that he attended a funeral here or a burial here at the cemetery of maybe a friend or somebody at his church. Here's a 1794, 1795. Some of these you can't even read. This one's beautiful. So we found this grave, James Major.
Who died September 11th, 1776, 27 years of age.
And it says the first person interred in this cemetery. Oh my gosh, we just found one. Here's a flag. Revolutionary soldier Joseph Brewster. Died 1850. Wow.
There's nothing left of the stone. It's broken into pieces.
Wow, this is so incredible. I love finding stuff like this. Here's the top of a stone here.
August 26th, 1860. Does that what it say?
That's when he died.
Yeah.
1850. Not 1860, 1850.
Okay.
And I guess this stone here is the bottom of it.
Yes.
Oh, that's so sad that they haven't fixed this.
Yeah.
They had it marked. This here is why I love road trips. So this man, Joseph Brewster, was an artificer in the Revolutionary War. And artificers are essential skilled mechanics and artisans who maintained weapons, built fortifications, and produced supplies for the Continental Army. So back to our subject matter, Othniel Looker. After returning home and getting into my little grandmother book, I made a couple of mistakes in my earlier comments in the video. I said that they only had 2 children when they moved to Vermont and Galway. That's not true. They already had 5 children by now. So they had to tow 5 children and all their belongings to Vermont and then Galway. I also made another mistake. I said they lived in Galway 7 years. That's not true. When you do the math, he lived there almost 15 years in Galway. So he served as a teacher and in legislation in Galway for 15 years. So this is what happens when you start going down a rabbit hole. Once we got home from our trip, I started doing some research into Galway and found the town's website, and I got in touch with their historian. Her name is Darby, and she was so helpful And after a couple conversations, she was able to find some newspaper articles, and they have a county historical book that she found an article from. So that's what you're looking at here is some articles that she sent me, which are most interesting. Okay, so this first one that we're looking at is out of the Saratoga County History book, and it names Othniel Looker as being in public office in the Assembly from 1803 to 1804. Also, this newspaper called the Saratogian, dated 1858, it also lists Othniel Looker as a New York State Assemblyman in 1803 and 1804. Also, this Saratogian newspaper article, dated in 1941, has an article in it about the first Galway settlement and specifically names Othniel Looker as a prominent citizen of the town. Okay, this one I about jumped out of my seat when she sent it to me. This newspaper article is from New York in 1845 and has Othniel Looker's obituary in it. This is big because there are so many websites that cite Othniel Looker as being born in New Jersey, in Morristown. That is not correct. He was born on Long Island, New York, and this proves it. This is incredible. They printed this just 2 weeks after he died. Othniel Looker, who was born in this state on the 8th, it looks like the 8th, but he was actually born on October 4th, and served 5 years in the Army during the War of the Revolution, and died on the 23rd ULT, which means of last month. So just another little interesting piece of information that Darby gave me. She said that all of the buildings in Galway burnt down in 1908 because of fire, except for this one barn. This red barn you're seeing, that was the only building that was saved in town in 1908. So we did get to see the oldest building in town. So back to Othniel Looker and the journey that he had to make from Galway to Hamilton County, Ohio in 1804. So he first went to Ohio with just he and his 2 oldest sons. And they came to Ohio to build the house before Pamela and the rest of the children made the journey. I'm going to make another video on this, but it would have been a 40-day journey, and they probably would have traveled via Conestoga wagon and riverboat to get to the Cincinnati, Ohio area. That's all I have for you for this video. Thank you for joining.